Hi, and thank you in advance for watching my video today. I am currently 37 weeks. I'm currently 37 weeks pregnant, and I have been putting together a list of things that I've used during this pregnancy, so I thought I'd make a video out of it. So before even finding out that we were pregnant, I've been taking folic acid. Interesting fact actually, we have been trying for 5 years to have a baby, so I've actually kind of been on and off folic acid for about 5 years. I just got it from Holland & Barrett, and over the years I've probably got it from different places, but the most recent place I got it from was Holland & Barrett's. And I was going to stop taking folic acid at, I think you can stop at 12 weeks. I can't remember. At some point in the pregnancy, I was going to stop taking it, and Ben said, "What's the harm in continuing to take it? I have it anyway." And I'm glad I did, because I think there's recent research that proves that there is benefits to take it throughout the pregnancy. So I'm glad that Ben said to do that. At the start of the pregnancy, I also started taking vitamin D. The pregnancy was over winter. We're just coming into spring, so the chances are I would have been taking vitamin D anyway. But this one is from Home Bargains. Good old Home Bargains. In the first trimester of my pregnancy, I was feeling quite sick, quite nauseous, like travel sickness, like nauseous. I wasn't actually really ever sick, but just kind of nauseous. And honestly, the only thing that helped was food. I just wanted hot food. I've never been a breakfast person, but I wanted warm food in the morning. That was the only thing that would calm my stomach from feeling a bit sicky. I brought a bracelet, like a travel band. That didn't help. I don't think there was much else I tried, to be honest, but just eating some food, that did seem to settle me. From 12 weeks in the pregnancy, I started using this bump cream. I think this is my second bottle. If I get my belly out, you can see that I don't have any stretch marks. I might have some marks from my leggings, but whether I would have been lucky enough to not get stretch marks, or whether that cream has really done its job, I'm not too sure, because I feel like I've got quite a sizable bump and no stretch marks, so I don't know if that's pot luck or that cream is really just that good. From roughly 12 weeks, our midwife, I think roughly 12 weeks, our midwife recommended that I get the seatbelt adapter for the car, where the seatbelt will go in between the bottom, where the bottom strap of the seatbelt goes between my legs rather than on my bump. A few people said it was quite early on to get the seatbelt adapter, but I was taking no chances. A midwife told us to get it, and I was going to get it. So, and I think it's going to feel really weird not having my seatbelt like that. In the future, it's going to feel really strange to go back to having a seatbelt actually across my tummy. At 13 weeks pregnant, I purchased the maternity leggings off Amazon. So Ben actually got these ones for Christmas, so I actually got these ones for about 25 weeks pregnant. They're very similar to the ones that I brought at 13 weeks. These are thicker, these ones that Ben brought, and a bit more generous around the bump. So I actually find these more comfortable now that I have quite a sizable bump. The ones I bought when I was 13 weeks pregnant, they were a bit thinner, and sometimes it feel a bit tight and feel like they're restraining my bump a little bit, but both fantastic, both so comfortable, not see-through, and have been all I've worn throughout this pregnancy. I think I've got about 6 pairs, and that's it. That's all I've been wearing. I suppose that was the joys of having a winter pregnancy, is that I could just live in leggings. There's been loads of times where I've wanted to wear like a skirt or a dress and be that pregnant lady who is like showing off a bump in a lovely dress, but it's been cold and I just wanted to be comfortable. I just wanted to be warm. So these leggings have been top tier. I've absolutely loved them. They're worth every penny. Up until 10 weeks pregnant, I was still on IVF injections. So I was still taking progesterone up until 10 weeks pregnant. Progesterone is not fun, and it can cause constipation. I was quite lucky. I didn't seem to suffer too bad, but the 1 or 2 times that I did, it was really painful and just was not fun. And Ben got these drinks from our pharmacy. Obviously, like, wanted to make sure that they were safe for someone pregnant to use. They're like a little sachet, and you just put them in some water. They're a bit lumpy and not the best of drinks. They're orange flavoured, which isn't terrible. They make me feel a little bit sick, but they have helped. Throughout the pregnancy, if I felt like I was going to potentially be constipated, I would have one of these drinks one day and another day maybe, and see how I felt. Now that we're coming to the end of the pregnancy and I still have some left, I'm just taking them every day really. But yeah, they were good. I'd recommend those drinks. From around week 22, I started suffering really badly with heartburn, and it has been probably the most unpleasant symptom I've had. So again, I've been so lucky. My symptoms have been so kind to me. That's why from early on in the pregnancy I did think he was a boy, because the symptoms were just so like minor that I was getting away with really enjoying the pregnancy and not having to suffer with horrible symptoms. But the heartburn has been difficult, and we were actually told on our scan earlier this week that they can see his tuft of hair at the back. So by the time I've released this video on YouTube, we will know how much hair he does or doesn't have, because he will be safely in the world. But for now, all I can do is imagine what he is going to look like when he arrives. But yeah, so from week 22, Rennies were my best friend, and especially at work when I was really struggling, I was having quite a lot of Rennies, and in the night I would literally just take, I was only taking one at a time when it's recommended to take 2 at a time, but I was concerned about how many I was taking. So I did speak to the pharmacist around 32 weeks. Excuse me. I was going to pick up iron supplements anyway, and I just chatted with him, and I think he said it's no more than 10. I don't think I was having more than 10, but I did also realise that I didn't want to continue taking that many tablets, formed sort of medication, you know, remedies. So since 32 weeks, I haven't really been having Rennies, and I have just been having a glass of milk when my heartburn feels really bad, or if I know I'm going to eat something that's going to set off my heartburn, then I might just have a little bit of milk with it, and that seemed to have really helped. I have a glass of milk after dinner before bed, and that helps. Also, I'm not sure if Rennies contributed towards being a bit constipated. It does say that that can happen, but it could have been a pure coincidence. So from 26 weeks pregnant, I started having smoothies daily. I've actually dropped the ball a little bit on this since I've not been at work. This is my second week not at work, and I haven't been as consistent with the smoothies, so I really need to get back on them. But I was having it every day at work, and I really enjoyed them, and I felt like they were really helping. And obviously, like most conversations in most antenatal classes or conversations with midwives, is that a handful of dates a day is really good. So I have not been as good with that in the last couple of weeks, and I bought some dates today, and I'm hoping to be back on it and having my smoothies daily. The biggest difference in my body in this pregnancy was probably my breasts. I've always been quite flat chested, so it definitely took me by surprise that I suddenly have great big boobs. And I think the speed that they grew at actually caused me to have discomfort quite early on. So from 28 weeks, I did actually start using nipple cream to soothe my nipples, because I think they just stretched or something too quickly. So from 28 weeks, I was using nipple cream. The one I've got to hand is one that a friend has given me, which is the Boots nipple cream. But I will also show you the one that I purchased. On a separate note, this really helped with my eczema this winter. So I actually put some on my elbows, and it really helped. So at least I'm getting my money's worth out of the nipple cream. From 29 weeks, I've bought maternity pyjamas, and they are so comfortable. They're amazing. So I think they're made to be worn kind of around your belly. There's elastic in them, and they can be worn around your belly. I do tend to just wear them underneath my belly, but the top is really comfortable. I'm pretty sure they're like 100% cotton, and I think they're like 95% cotton and like 5% spandex maybe, or something like that, and they're just so comfortable. I actually think though, one pair I'm going to leave for my hospital bag now and not keep wearing them, and so that at least I know I've got a pair nice and clean and in the hospital bag, as we're getting quite close now to his arrival. Uh, 36 weeks, so only a couple of weeks ago, I bought some maternity bras from Amazon. I looked everywhere in UK stores, clothing stores, for maternity bras, and I honestly couldn't find any. I really would have liked to have seen some in person and decided on what ones I wanted, but like I say, I tried most stores and I couldn't find them. So I got them off Amazon, and I thought if they weren't right, then I could just send them back, and I'm actually really happy with them. I got them early because one, none of my bras were fitting me anymore, and secondly because I was attending a breastfeeding session, like class. I felt like I needed it, and then it turns out, yeah, I wouldn't have needed it for that class. But anyway, at least I've got them now, and I'm getting used to wearing them, and they're really comfortable. Another symptom that I've had throughout the pregnancy that was unexpected was leg cramp. So at night I can get quite bad cramp in my calves. What I found has helped is definitely stretching my calves out before going to bed. So I tend to just stretch them when we're watching TV in the evening. But also magnesium spray has really saved my bacon with the cramps in the evening and at night time. So I never knew that magnesium spray could help with cramp like that. I knew that people were saying it would help them sleep, and that lots of people were recommending it for if I was struggling to sleep, but it works miracles on cramps as well. So the magnesium spray definitely saved me with the cramp. It's actually got better, the cramp now, more bearable. And I think now, because when I stretch my legs, I don't point my toes. If I point my toes, I know the cramp's going to come. So if I turn my toes up towards me and I stretch in bed, then I tend not to get cramp. There's definitely more things that I've used during this pregnancy that I can't think of right now, or that Ben has ordered. So I am going to go through his Amazon orders and find a few of the other things I use, for example, like the pregnancy pillow. But I'm going to do the rest of this video another day, so to be continued.